Hey, so yeah, day 2 with this, with the monitor. Um, it's been really annoying, because my pajamas do not have pockets. So I'm either walking around holding this thing or I've got to wrap it around my neck so I can actually do things. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. But yeah, I've managed to do some housework today. Just get a bit of that done. Still no symptoms, no dizziness, no near fainting, no fainting, no nauseous feeling, no blackouts. None of those symptoms I was getting before. So, like, I'm not sure what this thing is reading, what it's gonna pick up. So I don't know what's going to come of these tests, because for the past couple of months, when doing anything active, remotely active, like doing some housework, like sweeping the floor or mopping the floor or whatever, I've been getting extreme dizzy spells. I blacked out and fainted a few times. I've been getting nausea. No chest pains though. I've not had any chest pains. But yeah, the moment they fit me with this, the symptoms just go away. Don't bother to rear their head. So yeah, and this is supposed to be trying to capture what my heart is doing during those symptoms, and I'm not getting the symptoms now. So, like, I don't know, maybe there is something going on there, but I'm just not getting the symptoms today. I don't know. It's one of those weird things with the heart. Like, I mean, because before, when I had my heart surgery for the aneurysm and the damaged valve and stuff, apparently I had this aneurysm there for a long time and I didn't even know about it, and I wasn't having any symptoms back then. So that is the strange thing with the heart. You can have something seriously wrong with it, but it is possible to have something seriously wrong with your heart but not have any like heart related symptoms like most people would expect with the heart. If you haven't like a bad heart, you would get chest pains, and like with the heart attacks you would get shooting pains up and down your left side, and things like that, which it's not always the case. On rare occasions you can have a heart attack and not have any of those symptoms, and as well, between men and women, symptoms of a heart attack and heart conditions can differ between men and women. So like with a heart attack, men may have the shooting pains down the left side, down the arms. Women won't though. Women may get a bit of fatigue, a bit of nausea, and a bit of dizziness. So it can differ. It's one of those strange things. So like, yeah, and that's what worries me, the fact that there could be something seriously wrong with my heart and I'm just not having any symptoms like before. And of course, that plays on my anxiety, and of course, the anxiety does cause my blood pressure to rise and does cause my heartbeat to go erratic. So, a lot of these symptoms could be down to an anxiety attack. So then, of course, when I'm having an anxiety attack, I get worried then because I think, oh my god, it's a heart attack, which then makes the anxiety attack worse. So, like, it can be very confusing trying to tell anxiety symptoms from heart symptoms, you know. So when I do get strange symptoms, the heart doctors go, right, okay, let's fully investigate this just to be double sure it's nothing too serious, which is really good of them. Like, I'm very happy with Southampton General Hospital's heart team, their heart unit there. They are amazing. They've done some really good. Yeah, they basically saved my life. So, you know, yeah, they're brilliant up there, and the nurses at Southampton as well are amazing, and nurses everywhere are amazing. Let's face it, especially during this time of the COVID and everything. But yeah, so yeah, I'm like, today I'm just don't know. I've been writing the diary thing again. I'm not going to show you the top bit of the paper where I've written everything because there are some private details on there. But yeah, I've been writing this, and I noticed as well there's a handy little, don't know if you can see that, handy little diagram that shows you where all the little sticky pads go and the wires go. So if they come off, you know how to put them back on, and they're colour coded. So yeah, that's handy. But yeah, basically with this, I'm supposed to write down my main meal times, like when I have a main meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm supposed to write down time of going to bed and time of waking up, and write down any strenuous activities, and write down any symptoms, and the time I've had those symptoms. So yeah. And for me, strenuous activity, I write down anything that makes me a little bit breathless, to be honest, because someone like an able-bodied person's version of strenuous is a lot different to my version of strenuous. You know, so sweeping the floor for an able-bodied person, they may not find that strenuous, but me sweeping a floor, I find it extremely strenuous. So I have to take a break halfway through the floor. So yeah. But so I've written that down, and yeah. And about lunchtime, I've got to remove this thing, give it to my partner, and he's going to run it back to the hospital. Yeah, so I don't like. I suppose then I've just got to sit and wait for the results. Oh, hang on, my alarm's going off. There we go. It's an alarm to remind me to feed Squeak. She'll probably be coming in a minute, mewing at me for her food. So yeah, I guess once I take this off and hand it back to the hospital, I guess I just got to sit and wait for the results. Yeah, and if there is anything seriously wrong, I'm sure they'll call me and drag me into hospital straight away. I don't know. But fingers crossed there's nothing seriously wrong. Fingers crossed it is just an inner ear infection or something to do with my ear, nose and throat or whatever, you know, something to do with my sinuses. You know, so, but then I think, how would that affect me when I'm being active? how would that make my heart beat erratically when I'm being active? So I think it's possibly a mixture of the both, maybe. I don't know. See, this is where, like, I get confused because I have so many medical issues when it comes to Marfan syndrome. And then, of course, on top of that, I have the osteoarthritis, and on top of that, I have fibromyalgia. And then I have neurological disabilities as well, such as the autism and stuff, and mental health issues and learning difficulties. So, like, there is a lot of symptoms and comorbids, and and like it gets confusing. So it's like when I have a symptom, it's like, is this a symptom of the Marfan syndrome or a symptom of one of the other disorders I have, and like, yeah, it gets really confusing. And of course, the symptoms can play off of each other. So my Marfan symptoms with my bones and my joints can cause an issue with my osteoarthritis, and vice versa. So, like the issues with my hip, I can't pronounce it, but due to the Marfan syndrome, I have an issue with my hip joint where my hip socket is extremely big and extremely deep, and misshapen. I cannot pronounce. I know what it's called. I just cannot pronounce it. But yeah, so that has caused an issue with the osteoarthritis, and it's made the osteoarthritis worse in my hip, and that in turn has caused an issue with my sciatic nerve, which is running through my hip, and up my back and down my legs. So yeah, it's sort of like they're all at war with each other almost. But yeah, I'm rambling again. I am really fatigued, but I don't think that's anything to do with my heart issues. I think that is just the fibromyalgia, the Marfan syndrome, and the osteoarthritis, and the fact that I've been really busy the past few days. So yeah, I think that's just normal. Well, normal for me, normal for a normal symptom that I deal with day to day, basically. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get a little bit more housework done. And then, yeah, I don't know what else I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. Probably just relax, to be honest. I've got feet squeak in a minute, but yeah. But yeah, this was the second part of the vlog I did last night. Yeah, and I think that's it really. I am not with it today. But yeah, thanks for watching. And I will keep you all updated on this heart issue, and if and when I get the results back from this, I'll let you know how it went, and yeah. But yeah, see you all later. Bye bye.